You could say your name for the camera.
Kenton Thomas.
Thank you, man. And where did you first get started with cannabis?
So I probably started smoking around 13 years old, and it was more so something I did because the other kids were doing it. I didn't really find a real use for it until I turned about 18. And I moved to Oregon about 2017. That's when I really started using cannabis, indulging in pre-rolls, infused pre-rolls, concentrates, edibles, drinks, tropical or topicals. Learned a lot about cannabis and growing. That's when I started to realize that I was more of an indica user. I'm ADHD, I'm a little bit more high-strung person, so using indicas would slow me down, allow me to complete tasks to finished instead of doing 8 tasks and not completing any of them. So.
And when did you discover no-till living soil cannabis?
That was probably about 3 years into living in Oregon. I had an older hippie fella. I would bring him weed I purchased from the dispensary, and he would tell me it doesn't smell good, that no, I wouldn't smoke that. And I started purchasing no-till, and he would point out that smells good, let me hit that. And I realized that it was a lot cleaner, the buds looked more natural. Like it was a way better visual, like you could tell the difference between chemical and no-till from the jar. Like I could see it from the jar. I started to notice that. So it's a huge difference.
And in terms of your experience with cannabis, what makes no-till living soil your preferred farming method?
I would say you're giving it the most natural environment for the plant to thrive. You're not adding anything but what is needed for it to give the most natural, organic, because we're ingesting this and we don't want any chemicals, any bad leftover nutrients. You don't want to taste that. The weed should smell just like it tastes, and that's happening with no-till organic marijuana. It's going to smell exactly like it tastes when you fire it up to when it's in your lungs. There's no bad aftertaste. You're not going to have bad cotton mouth. Your stomach's not going to hurt. There's a lot of marijuana I've ingested here in Arizona that my stomach hurts for 15-20 minutes after I've smoked, and I'm not trying to pass that off. I'm using marijuana sometimes to eat, maybe to go to sleep, to complete tasks, to slow down, and no-till is definitely the most easy on my body. My lungs tell me this. Every smoker can say when you wake up, you cough in the morning. When I've started using this product, I no longer cough up brown or yellow. It's just a normal little cough, and my morning's complete. But this is something that if you haven't tried it, understand that your plant isn't made to have nutrients put into it. It's made to just grow naturally. And if you don't flush this out, you're not going to get the proper marijuana. You're getting something, in a sense, poisonous. You don't want to ingest that. And no-till is the cleanest form you're going to get. And as you can see, no one out here is doing it, but you guys, so I'm really excited. I hope that some other companies pick up on it too, but this is something that I'm excited because this is something you can hand to someone and they're not going to negatively be affected. There's a lot of stuff here that is not medicinal. They say it is, but it's not even close to it. It's not.
And having tried some of the Wilcox Works flower, what have you really enjoyed about the specifics that we've been putting out?
So I can say from when I break it up, putting it into my bowl and smoking it, it's a cleaner burn. It's not crackling. The ash is white afterwards. The residue left over isn't near as cakey as when I'm smoking other brands here in Arizona. I definitely enjoy that the high lasts longer. It's a cleaner high. I feel like my body holds on to the high longer. It doesn't want to fight it off. I'm not fighting it. I sleep well on it. A lot of times when I smoke or ingest products out here, my body sweats it out real bad, and I don't do that with this. So I can tell that there's a huge difference in the chemical intake.
We got a couple of our new batch It's fresh from the farm. Love to get your thoughts on it.
Blue Nerds.
That one we got 5th place in the Gardens Classic at the High Lounge recently.
Bad Boys closed.
Yeah, we've been working on the vacuum.
No, it's, you just had to. I had to pop this. That smells delicious. Like candy, a little bit of blueberry, yes. Sour at the end. Nice, beautiful hairs. Orange.
And this one is our incredible bulk.
I got it this time. Ooh. Real sour. Sweet. This is a cross between super skunk and big buds. It's almost limey smelling a little bit. I don't know. Sweet lime and then funk at the end. I like it.
There's been a lack of emphasis on terps in the industry. So, in your opinion, why do terps matter?
I think terps are very important because terps are more so like the highway for the THC to enter or take a ride on in your brain. So the more terps, the more lanes are on your highway. And you have to think about, we live in Arizona, you know about lanes and highways here. You want more lanes because then there's more easy travel. With terps, that is the fact. The higher terp percentage is going to allow that THC to actually hit your brain. Lower terp percentage, it could be 40% THC and 0 terps, you're not going to get high. It's not going to work the correct way. Terps are a vital necessity for you to be able to travel with THC in your brain.
So, you're, as a community member, as a patient, as a cannabis consumer in Arizona, what would you want to leave the community with if you could impart one thing on them?
I would say thinking about what you eat as in organic food, take that same approach into what you're ingesting in the cannabis industry, because if you're not knowledgeable and you're not understanding what you're putting in, it can be damaging to you. I'm sure you've had bad experiences with flower in the past, or you had a headache, or you didn't like what was happening because of the chemicals or the nutrients that were in that. If you come try something no-till organic, you're probably going to have a different experience, maybe something a lot more enjoyable. That's what I'd leave you with. Give something that is natural a chance.